Welcome to Logan's Story. So let's just get to the video and talking about why Princess and the Frog is an amazing movie. So in terms of the copyright claim, I'm actually going to put more images and videos in this video. So you're going to see a lot of images and videos, and I'm going to look up all the copyrights and what I have to do to kind of get the videos and images without having to deal with copyright. Yay! 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 Alright, Princess and the Frog, man. My gosh. What can I say about this movie? Princess and the Frog, out of 10 movies that I've... Actually, if you go back to my top 5 underrated Disney movies, I should have put it at number 1, to be honest with you. Because this is a really underrated Disney movie, and I can tell you why. First of all, I want to explain why just the movie in itself is just beautifully... It's just visually beautiful. It's just visually beautiful. And with the 2D animation, because at this time, in 2009, all the Disney animated movies were 3D animated. Every movie you could possibly think of were 3D animated, and it's thanks to this movie.
And beyond! Toy Story.
So Toy Story has probably been one of those movies that is widely thought upon as being a revolutionary type animation game changer, in the sense that it brought more of a bolder look in this idea of animation, this new medium in animation. So when everyone followed in the footsteps of Pixar, because Pixar is prone to do, and they're the starters of 3D animation. So when you're putting 2D animation in a 3D animation primal world, now it's kind of putting this movie in a spot where it's not really gonna do as well. I mean, also in this year, not this year specifically, but in years closest to this year, Winnie the Pooh came out. That one didn't do as well either. And actually, there was an interview with a group of kids, and they're like, "Do you like 2D animation or 3D animation?" And all the kids said 3D animation. Crazy, right? Crazy. But why is it visually stunning? And I'll tell you why. It's almost like the animators took a palette of paint, swished around the paintbrush, and just drew concept art of just beautiful nights in Louisiana, nights on the swampy marshes, nights even in, like, you know, wherever you could really find the colors and the magnificent contrast between each character and color of, you know, per se, where you are in the location. Even characters, like, here's the thing. A lot of what you see in Tiana is a lot of green and yellow. A lot of, like, greenish yellow type tints. You see a lot of, what's her name? The daughter, not, you know, I'll put it there.
Oh, Tia, honey, did you see the way he danced with me? A marriage proposal can't be far behind. Thank you, Evening Star. You know, I was starting to think that wishing on stars was just for babies and crazy people.
She is like pink. It's just a very pinkish kind of royalty pink color. Her father is very kind of, might I say, a little like, he's just very contrasted to what his daughter is, but they're so close knit together, which makes it even more probable. But he's more royal, kind of aesthetically. He's just very, 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 very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. In terms of Mama Odie or Ray, they're more, Mama Odie's more like, the colors on her are kind of bright, in a sense. There's bright colors and bright kind of yellows and greens, and since she is in kind of like a swampy area, it's bright colors, yellow and green, like I said. But also, like, you just see a lot of light in that character, so that's what I like about that character. In terms of Dr. Facilier, my man, we're gonna get to him on his own in a second. He has a lot of darker colors, purple, kind of violet kind of colors, you know, kind of just darker tones, green, darker greens, lighter, you know, just a lot of darker colors. In terms of the locations, you can just sense the locations in terms of the palette. what Disney's so good at is, in terms of their animation, is making these palettes where you can clearly see the environment changing. Where he's like, if you saw Bambi, like you will see in like his early childhood years, there are very light colors, like a childhood kind of like a sense. Then when his mother dies, everything becomes more darker and scarier and kind of sharp. And then you see kind of going through the motions of him growing up. It goes from him being this regal character, especially in like the Twitter pated scene, where they're going from this color, and then all of a sudden Bambi is fighting a deer, and it goes sharper and more kind of like demanding in those scenes. It's just very interesting to see that. And then when you see it so much in Princess and the Frog. Just the colors and the aesthetic. So the animation is on par, because there's a lot of animation that I think they put in a lot of work, and 2D animation is not being regarded as that big of, a thing. But if you look at things like Toy Story 4, even 3D animation has grown over the last 10-20 years. Can you imagine if we brought 2D animation back and had senses like this in terms of Princess and the Frog?
See how the colors kind of look luminescent and the ending just looks fantastic? These are the type of things that I kind of want to see 2D animation bring back. The sense of, this.
Then you realize how long? You realize that would just be amazing, just having that sense of those colors and the palettes and everything in between, just having that come alive in every sense. That would just be amazing. In terms of, so just the visually stunning is amazing. Another thing I want to talk about is the amazing character development for each character. Okay, so there's like I said, there's the father and mother of Tiana. There's Tiana, who's the main character. There's Prince Naveen. There's Mama Odie. Charlotte LaBeouf. You have her. You have her father. You have Dr. Facilier, my man, Dr. Facilier. You have Ray. You have the crocodile, Louis. But you have all these characters, and they all have aspirations and dreams and things they're working towards. One of them, although, does not find his aspiration until later in the film. And this is my least favorite character. I don't really like Prince Naveen, but he has an aspiration later in the film, which is to be with Tiana. He finds joy in that, But I would say Prince Naveen is an interesting character, though, because he has this sense of, I know what I want. He's so stuck up in his head, where he's finally at the end of the film using his heart and his passion to kind of get to where he really needs to go. But we're going to talk about that later. So, in terms of characters, let's start with Tiana. Tiana is one of those Disney princesses that realistically are not like many other Disney princesses. I mean, here's the thing. I don't really think Mulan is a Disney princess. She may be a Disney no. I don't think Mulan is a Disney princess, but we're going to just say that she is for now. Alright? Just kidding, we're not. But if Mulan was a Disney princess, she's probably the most, out of every Disney princess, she's probably the most out of the ordinary in terms of what a Disney princess is. Because what a Disney princess is you have animal friends, you sing a lot, and I don't know, you wait for someone to kind of like come to save you, That's what Disney princess is. That's what Snow White was. That's what Cinderella was. That's what Sleeping Beauty was. That's what the original Disney princesses were. I don't know if Esmeralda is a Disney princess. She may not be, but if she is, she's out of the ordinary as well, kind of a little bit. But Tiana is really out of the ordinary because, in a sense, she is working hard to strive for something she wants at the end of the movie. And does she get it? Yes, because of her hard work. You know what I mean? So, using that sense of direction for her character, she builds off of this kind of workaholic idea, and is realizing that she can get where she needs to be if she really just I guess, doesn't put work at the central being of her whole life. And what Prince Naveen is doing is what makes that kind of that coagulation work between the characters is Prince Naveen is saying, well, I don't want to do any work. I just want a bunch of money to kind of feasel my whatever, And this idea works up until they both realize that I guess they need each other, and they go off in the sunset, not in the sunset, but they go off and get married. That's kind of the character development between the two, and I think it works because at the end of the movie you kind of see that maybe they don't need each other, but maybe they do want each other in the sense that they kind of fit this piece that she's not like him, he's not like her, and she's not like him. So that way, you know how like opposites attract and shit? That's what that happens. You know what I mean? So yeah, both those characters are very good, and I think Tiana is one of the most anomaly out of every Disney character, every Disney princess, because she puts her work for herself, and she does it for herself, and she makes it happen. Even though this happened.
The only way to get what you want in this world is through hard work.
Next character, Mama Odie.
Y'all want to be human, but you're blind to what you need.
Mama Odie is probably one of those characters that I'm going to centralize as one of the greatest, because, well, besides Dr. Facilier, we'll get to him in a moment, because I feel like she has this sense of joyfulness even though she has no sight. So she sees without seeing. It's kind of like Stevie Wonder, or really any blind person, because I feel like more blind people see more than a lot of people who have sight, to be honest with you. Because at the end of the day, they do see more than what we can imagine, and they hear more because they don't have that ability to physically see. So what makes Mama Odie a very interesting character is she's all-knowing without this ability to have sight.
This gonna be good.
You know what I mean? And even though she has kind of like this thing that draws her back, aside from Dr. Facilier, who had really no physical ailments, she decides to do good with voodoo while he does...
I got voodoo, I got hoodoo, I got things I ain't even tried.
So, and it's kind of irresponsible with it. But Mama Odie is a very good character, because at the end of the day, she has this sense of making things right when everything's going wrong. She is kind of like the mama of all of these characters in the movie. Even though if they met him or not. You know what I mean? So I don't really know who voiced Mama Odie, but whoever voiced Mama Odie will forever be a legend, because she's kind of got this growly voice that I really like, and it's like a grandma voice, which you would hear from realistically a black grandma. Next character, Ray.
My name Ramon, but everybody call me Ray.
Ray is like one of those characters that you really honestly just fall in love with in the first 5-6 minutes of the movie. When I first saw the movie, I didn't really care for Ray, to be honest with you. I thought he was kind of just there. But now I'm realizing that he's kind of one of those characters that he has this sense of power in making sure that there's love still in the world, and he's the reason why, Tiana and Naveen kind of, like, he's really the reason why Naveen has this sense of, what is love, you know what I mean? And Ray, like in the scene, he shows you that.
There she is, the sweetest firefly in all creation.
Evangeline?
I want to meet this girl. Where's she at?
How you can miss her? She glowing right up there in front of y'all.
He shows you that from the beginning to the end. It's an amazing turnabout, because he's just one of those things that he's just one of those characters that I feel are even more probable and more likable than most characters in other movies even. Like, I think he's more likable than... No. Well, to me, he's more likable than Olaf. Don't at me, you can shoot me later. I think he's more likable than Olaf. I'm not really a big Olaf fan. You can hoop me later. Who cares? Not everyone likes Frozen. Not everyone likes Frozen, okay? Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Shut up. Those are the main characters. Oh, we're going to talk about Lewis.
You know that tune? Dipper Mouth Blues.
Play it, brother.
Lewis is basically the luck of the draw, where you're like, dude, I don't know why this dude's here, but I love the fact that he's here. He's like one of those characters that you just like, oh my gosh. He's like every single jazz artist ever. Mr. Sidney Bechet. Oh. You know what I mean? He's just so fun. Like, Louis is just really, he's just a fun character, you know? He's a gator who wants to play jazz. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk that a gator wanting to play jazz would have been in a movie? No, I don't ask me. Don't ask me. I don't know. Hey, Ron Musker, John Clements, do what you want. I messed up their names again. If you noticed in this last video, I don't remember which video it was. I think it was this one where I messed up their names. Remember this: it's John Musker and Ron Clements. They're responsible for most of the movies made back then. Most of the movies in terms of, you know, the 90s Renaissance in Disney. So let's continue. We're gonna go on to my favorite character of all time. My favorite character in any Disney movie from this date. I don't think there's any other character that really topped this character, in my opinion. Because, you know, people are like, really? There's no other character that topped this character? I can think of 10,000 characters that topped this character. Shut up. It is my opinion. We live in the United States of America, and if you can't handle an opinion, then move somewhere else. Thank you. Dr. Facilier.
Hello. Gentlemen, enchanté. A tip of the hat from Dr. Facilier. How y'all doing?
Dr. Facilier is one of my favorite characters. Oh my god. Dude, Keith Davids, bro? Nah. This dude's fire. Just listen to this. Just listen to this guy talk. Just listen.
The most powerful story of all time continues to shape our world. It's the foundation of our governments, the blueprint for our laws, a sacred guide for life's journey.
God warned me. He told me to build a boat.
This is the Bible.
My gosh, dude, oh my gosh. And then here we go. It's like, oh, hang on, let me sing it. Hang on. All right. Listen, if there's any Disney villain song that tops every Disney villain song, it's this one. It's sinister. Here's the thing. It's sinister because you think he really is lying, but all he's doing is swindling these fools. You know, he's swindling Prince Naveen and he's swindling Lawrence, dude. Like, that's all he's doing. It's just so sinister. You think, okay, be prepared. Yeah, it's cool he wants to kill Mufasa. Freaking, Hellfire. He wants to, like, you know, get with Esmeralda and hook up with her, whatever. He's really lusting her, whatever. But this one, it's sinister because he's not lying to them. He's just painting a trap for them. And all the other songs, they're just telling the people, the masses, or even themselves, that there's this. I just don't think there's any way to compare any of the Disney villain songs to each other, because they're all great in their own way. My opinion, Friends on the Other Side will always top every other Disney villain song because of its swaying nature, its ability to draw you in, even just draw you in just like that, even more so. the colors in it, the purple, the green, oh my gosh, the colors. I'm telling you, the colors and the structure of the scenes is just amazing. The build up of the song, how it builds up, you get attention, you're like dun 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 dun, and then it kind of chills you out a little bit with the cards and shit, and then you're gonna go back and oh my gosh, dude, you're back in it, you know, bum 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 bum, and then he goes and then it's just you just don't know, okay? It's just never, you're just never gonna know any other song like this ever, because it's just one of those songs that is structured really well and is very much underrated. All you chicken heads are too much into Hellfire, and all you chicken heads are too much into Be Prepared, and all you chicken heads are into poor unfortunate souls in pain, in need. Oh my gosh. Sorry, don't at me. If you hate me, then, you know, shoot me later. Doesn't even matter. Don't even come to me and talk to me like I don't even know what I'm talking about. Okay, alright, sorry. But look, back to Dr. Facilier. Dr. Facilier is an amazing character because you don't know much about him. You just know he's a voodoo master. You just know he's one of those, you know, masters that really get into this voodoo magic, black magic, dark magic. You know what I mean? He builds himself up as this character, and you know, you don't see him a lot in the film, but the one you do see him, you're like, dude, that dude, oh my, But listen, there's something about this idea of making a villain so sly and so suave, and Keith David just gives it this, just give Keith David a damn award. Give him an award, please. That's all I need. Just give him an award because he deserves it for playing this character. He plays it with so much suave and so much debonairness, and when he dies at the end, he plays it with so much anguish and dread. You know what I mean? And he's scared and he's afraid, and then all of a sudden he gets sucked in, and it's just the character development from this unfortunate kind of doctor to this unfortunate kind of voodoo master, to this idea that he's been tripped out and like tricked, basically used by his friends on the other side. Friends on the other side, because they're not really his friends. They're basically, I like to think of them as debt watchers, because they're debt collectors. They watch what he's doing, so he does it. And you know, honestly, and I'm being honest with you, I don't think the debt collectors really honestly had any intentions of seeing Louisiana being theirs. I think the friends on the other side realized that he couldn't do it, and they just took him. If they were honestly to do a stage musical of Princess and the Frog, let me tell you, I would go pay a ticket to watch it. Hell, I would audition 10,000 times to get a part in the play. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I would love to play Dr. Facilier. I don't have the height and I don't have the voice. But I would love to play any character that could possibly sing in that. If they were to do gender swaps even, I would love to play Mama Odie. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. But in all, what makes the movie so great is the idea that it really takes itself in a serious manner. It takes itself, even though it pretty much knows it's not going to do fantastically well. Because it's 2D and it's going against a lot of just different movies. I think in general, it's a movie that everyone should see, at least once. It's a movie that people should understand and should make it somewhat palatable for any reason at all. And realistically, it's a movie that people should understand is a Disney movie and should be taken as such. Thank you for coming to Logan's Story. We'll see you there, okay? Thank you for coming.